Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you for tuning back into my channel. I'm David Mathas, and I really appreciate all your guys' support. If you guys are liking the content on the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. It really means a lot to me. So today I want to talk about refeeds, something that almost everybody is interested in, right? Because when you're dieting, you're always interested in when can I eat more, right? When can I have that cheat meal? Well, I want to get something straight first. A refeed and a cheat meal are not the same thing. A refeed is a controlled calorie increase from your deficit. A cheat meal is more of like a psychological thing, right? Where maybe you're not even tracking, maybe you're just going out and having whatever amount of food that you want, a meal, like pizza, burgers, something like that that you haven't had in a while. A refeed is a very controlled step in the process of dieting. So what I want to talk about is actually a study that I am very proud to be a part of that took place a couple years ago at the University of South Florida under Dr. Bill Campbell. What we looked at was a 7-week refeed study where we had one group of continuous dieters and one group of refeed dieters. So the same amount of time the study went on, right? The continuous group had a 25% reduction in calories from their maintenance. The refeed group had a 35% decrease from maintenance in their calories for 5 days, and then had a back-to-back refeed day where they went back up to maintenance, but they added all the calories back in the way of carbs. So I want to write down the study so that you guys can look it up. I'm also going to link it in the description below. So there's that, so you guys can go look at it and check it out. It's an amazing study. So some things I want to highlight about this study is that both groups had their protein controlled for. So they were both set at 1.8 grams per kilogram of body weight. Okay, so that's really important to remember because when you're dieting, you want to make sure that your protein is adequate because when you're in a surplus, you can get away with a little bit less protein. Calories are protein sparing. When you add more carbs and more fats to your diet, you don't necessarily have to have as much protein because those calories are saving your body from breaking down protein at a quicker rate than it is when you are dieting. So what did we learn from this? So this study highlighted that after the 7 weeks, the continuous group lost about 1 pound more total body weight, okay? Just 1 pound, that's not significant, right? It was 8 pounds to 7 pounds in the refeed group. What we did find though was the refeed group lost more fat mass and they lost less lean body mass. So what is lean body mass? Lean body mass is everything in your body that is not fat, right? Muscle, organs, water, skin, hair, etc. So the refeed group that did the back-to-back days, which most of them did it on Saturdays and Sundays. So they dieted Monday through Friday at 35%. And then on Saturday and Sunday, they went back up to maintenance and added that 35% calories back in the form of carbs. And that's going to be important in just a second. So they lost less lean body mass. What's critical about this is that lean body mass is what helps keep your metabolism going, right? So the more muscle, the more lean body mass you have, the less fat mass you have, the more your body's metabolic rate is going to be regulated. So why did they add them back in the form of carbohydrates? Well, other studies are showing that when you start reverse dieting or when you do a refeed, when you add in more carbohydrates, a higher percentage of carbohydrates than fats, it helps with your hormones, helps with your metabolic process, and it limits the amount of fat gain that you put back on, right? Especially in the reverse. The reason is because it's a lot harder for the body to turn carbs into fats. I know that goes against what probably all of you guys are thinking. Oh, if I eat carbs, I'm going to get fat because of all the keto zealots out there. But that's just not necessarily the truth. If you're exercising and you're training regularly, those carbohydrates will be used for good, not for evil in fat loss. So what are the benefits of doing a refeed, a back-to-back refeed or a one-day refeed? Well, one of the benefits is that it decreases the body's adaptive response to dieting. So when you diet, your basal metabolic rate lowers, right? Usually you're not as active because you're dieting. Your body wants to conserve that energy for bodily functions to run properly. Your NEAT goes down, which is your non-exercise adaptive thermogenesis. So all the little fidgeting that you do during the day, maybe just the moving around, things like that, that is not exercise, all of that decreases when you start dieting. So when you throw in a refeed, it really helps keep all those processes working well, right? Also what it does is, like I said before, it increases your metabolism. So as you start dieting, your body responds to it and it kind of slows down. But then just a couple days of that refeed right there, that signals to your body, hey, I'm not starving, I'm not dying, I can keep working correctly. So when you throw a refeed in there, it's kind of signaling to your body, hey, everything's okay, right? I'm not dying, I've got food, I can keep working pretty well. The third reason why refeeds are pretty useful in the dieting process is because it helps elevate your leptin levels. Leptin is a hormone that controls hunger. So as you're dieting down, those leptin levels, they kind of decrease, right? Which signals to your body that you're hungry, you're starving. And that's when binges can happen. That's when overeating can happen. So by implementing these refeeds, it signals to your body to elevate that leptin, right? To not send your body in that starvation mode, survival sort of thing, right? So as your leptin increases, those hunger cues decrease, which prohibits more potential for binging or overeating, like I said before. So that's really beneficial, especially when you get really, really down into your dieting or your prep stage when you're just hungry. Prep's tough, right? Dieting is tough. You're always hungry. But these refeeds can kind of help tame that hunger a little bit by raising those leptin levels a little bit and controlling that. The last reason that I think that refeeds are pretty beneficial is because it just helps with compliance, right? We all know the dieting process. If anybody's done a dieting process or a contest prep, it can be challenging. It can be tough mentally, eating the same things over and over most of the time, unless you're a flexible dieter. Having those low calories, not being able to have the energy inside and outside the gym like you want. It can break somebody, right? People get to the point all the time when they're just like, I can't do this anymore, I'm done. And they give up. When you implement a back-to-back refeed, right, it kind of signals to your brain also like, hey, everything's good. I can do this for a few days and then I get to reward myself, right? I get to increase the calories. I get to give my body what it wants. And then once that's over, I can get right back to dieting again. And studies are showing that this is a very, very beneficial way to continue fat loss and prohibit plateaus that arise during the fat loss phase. So check out the Campbell et al. 2018 study on the back-to-back refeeds, something that I'm very proud to be a contributor on. My lab at USF under Dr. Bill Campbell is putting out some great studies. Look for more in the upcoming year or two that are still in the process of being published. If you guys are looking for an exercise science master's program or undergrad program, I highly suggest you check out University of South Florida. Tremendous staff and faculty, specialties in many different areas, cardiovascular, muscle, physique. We're one of the only labs in the country that actually focuses on physique nutrition and physique enhancement. So it's something great to be a part of. I'm so proud to be getting my master's from USF and learning under people like Dr. Bill Campbell, Dr. Sam Buckner, Dr. Nick Martinez, Dr. Marcus Kilpatrick. These people are really helping shape future leaders, future scientists, future coaches in the industry like myself and many of my classmates. So check them out if you're interested in it. If you guys have any comments about refeeds, back-to-back refeeds, single-day refeeds, leave them in the comment section below. You can contact me at mathasfitness@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram at mathasfitness. I'd love to hear your comments. Do you implement back-to-back refeeds? Have you ever? Are you considering it? What are some of the thoughts behind why you have or why you're not doing it? I'm interested in all that stuff. So if I can help you out in any way, please let me know. Thank you guys for tuning in. Go take a look at the study. Go check out my Instagram. Follow along. I make posts every day. Like, subscribe, and share to this channel. And I will be back with more content soon. Thank you guys very much.